Today marks the most consequential fiscal moment of Rachel Reeves' chancellorship to date. It's not a budget, but it is a reckoning. And this spending review, a $6 billion statement of intent, will tell us whether Labour's so-called decade of renewal is a narrative of substance or spin. And beneath the spreadsheets and staged photo ops lies a deeper philosophical debate. What is the state now for? What should it promise to provide? And who exactly should be paying? This is not another reset, we're told by number 10 sources, but the stakes suggest otherwise. Reeves stands at the dispatch box not merely as a chancellor, but as an arbiter of a fragile social contract under strain from war, from debt, from demography. So it's worth unpacking. The glittering headlines already briefed to the press: £30 billion uplift for the NHS, just shy of 3% in real terms. This is pitched as the backbone of Labour's promise to shorten waiting lists and recruit new staff. It's also a necessary antidote to the bruises Labour took over the winter fuel allowance cuts. £39 billion for social housing over a decade in pursuit of 1.5 million new homes, and the ambition is laudable, but local planning laws and supply chains may yet blunt its impact. But frankly, all you have to do is look out of the window if you're flying into Britain and you see so much greenery. It's not that we don't have the space to build houses, it's that we don't have the desire to do so. Defence spending will rise to 2.5% of GDP by 2027, with a long-range target of 3%. BAE Systems in Barrow will cheer, the Home Office, however, will not. £15 billion for public transport focused on city regions, Liverpool to Manchester Rail, tram upgrades, and bus fare caps extended to 2027. Good politics, better optics. And a £750 million supercomputer in Edinburgh, a sleek nod to the science vote, and an economic bet on AI and data modelling, as well as regional positivity. This is all framed under the three pillars of security, health, and the economy. But here's the rub. Rachel Reeves is borrowing on a technicality. She has quietly changed the definition of public debt, moving the fiscal goalposts from a 5-year rolling rule to a parliamentary term framework. And this légende de main, this sleight of hand, while not unprecedented, is effectively an accounting trick to free up more than £100 billion in capital borrowing. And it is, in short, an infrastructure spree funded by reclassified debt, and the red line not to raise income tax, VAT or national insurance remains intact, which means Reeves is funding long-term investment without matching revenue, at least not yet. Expect journalists and economists, in other words, to pick apart this recalibration. Is it clever Keynesian flexibility or book cooking with a smile? And even with £600 billion, the answer to who loses out is stark. Local councils face real-term cuts, bin collection, social care, youth services, the invisible glue of everyday governance are not ring-fenced. The Home Office, led by Yvette Cooper, fought and lost the turf war with defence. Her budget covers immigration, border control and police recruitment. Something will give. And the justice system, the prisons, the courts and legal aid is set to shrink further. Expect delays, closures and more magistrates walking away. This is the hidden austerity. A squeeze in unprotected departments dressed up in the finery of capital investment. The politics in this is perilous. Reeves is technocratically sound, but emotionally not terribly resonant. Her winter fuel reversal, forced by public outcry and electoral pain, showed how hard it is to play the numbers while real people suffer. And meanwhile, the two-child benefits cap remains untouched. It costs £3 billion to lift, and Labour's top brass, Liz Kendall included, are said to want movement. If Reeves holds the line here, expect backlash from within. And there's another problem: Labour's tax trap. Having promised to raise no rise to the major personal taxes and already having hiked business rates, Reeves is running out of options. A future wealth tax or capital gains reform is whispered about, but nothing is promised today. So this is the day Labour moves from the language of change to the mechanics of governing. Reeves is not merely announcing old allocations, she is crafting a moral and economic settlement under immense constraint. Will this be remembered as a prudent turning point or the moment Labour ducked hard choices? The government's task, my task, she said, is to ensure that renewal is felt in people's everyday lives. That's what she will say. We'll see. But as the debt rises and as inflation eats the crumbs of day-to-day spending, what she announces today will be measured not by spreadsheets but by school meals, waiting times and the grit in every council chamber.